The viral $100 foundation. You guys, this foundation here, this little bottle, $100. I really don't know how I feel about this, but I have had a lot of requests to review this, so that's what we're going to do today. So this is from Givenchy. This is their Prisme Libre Skin Caring Glow. It comes in a really beautiful bottle, not going to lie, and it does make a lot of promises. So this is a 12-hour long-wearing foundation that's meant to make your skin look really perfected and glowing, but still really, really natural. Got a light diffusing finish. It's a melting texture. It's a water-infused formula with a bunch of skincare actives that actually promise to improve the clarity, texture, and condition of your skin over time as you wear it. It says day after day, the skin becomes more beautiful and more luminous. I mean, for $100, it'd want to. Basically 12 hours of perfectly hydrated, glowy, blurred wear. Essentially, it's like a filter for your face. But let's actually test it and see just how it goes. Here is what the actual packaging itself looks like. And the box that it comes in when you purchase it looks like this as well. The shade range does look pretty good from what I can tell. I picked it up in 3N250 and I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be completely right, but it's here now and it's so expensive. I don't know. So first, just prepping my skin with our Nikkia Joy Cosmetics Matte Base Primer. Pretty much unlikely you will ever see me wear a foundation without this anymore. Being an oily skin type, I just need something that's going to keep my skin matte. And yeah, this is perfectly formulated exactly the way my oily skin likes. It also has a smoothing and blurring formula, which helps as well. I'm going to give this a shake. It does feel quite liquidy. Actually, let's have a little look at the formula. Yeah, it is reasonably runny, actually. Okay, let's go in and apply this. Ooh, already I can see it is definitely very glowy. Oh, and it smells good. This does feel very sheer and very lightweight on the skin. I can see it is giving me a fair bit of glow, but honestly, it feels like a serum. It doesn't really feel like a foundation. Oh yes, it does say it's a water-based formula that's loaded with skincare. Okay. And for a formula that feels so light, I'm surprised about how good the coverage is. Like, it has definitely done a good job of covering up a lot of that redness. But I literally cannot feel it on the skin. Like, it does not feel like I'm wearing a foundation. All right, so we've got it all blended on this side. This is only one layer of the foundation. It's definitely given my skin like a really pretty glow. I wouldn't say it's like insanely glowy. Like, it's not, say for example, on the same glowy level as like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter or anything like that, but it definitely, like, my skin has got like a satin finish. It looks quite youthful. It looks quite nice, to be honest. And the one thing that I am quite surprised about is, even though it's like a medium coverage and such a liquid, sort of lightweight, watery sort of feeling formula, the coverage is actually really good. Like, I feel like it's really counteracted a lot of the redness that I had on my face. You can see my skin here before. I think I've actually reacted to something. I'm not sure. I got a lot of sort of redness on my cheeks and like around my nose. One layer of that has actually completely eliminated that redness, which is quite impressive. And surprisingly, even though it is a glowy formula and it's got so much skincare in it, it actually dries down not too bad. Like, it's not super sticky. I definitely don't hate it. I'm not like, whoa, like blown away, this is the best formula that I've ever used in my life at this stage, but that could still change. I would also say it took me about 2 pumps to like get like a full face, well, a full half a face of coverage. And you just sort of see, like, as I'm blending it in, it instantly cancels that redness, which is like quite impressive for such a light feeling. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a foundation. It feels like I'm putting like a serum all over my face with a sponge. I will definitely still be using a concealer, but yeah, the coverage is pretty. Okay, here's my skin close up now. Like I said, this is only one layer. The formula is buildable, but honestly, I don't feel like I actually need to. It's covered up all of that redness really, really well. I am going to use a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes. It's quite pretty. It's quite glowy. It is definitely very natural on the skin. Is it $100 worth pretty? Like, better than, like, say, like a Maybelline one? That remains to be seen. But yeah, I'm going to pop the rest of my makeup on and then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like then. All right, guys, so I've got the rest of my makeup on now. I popped a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes, powdered everything down. We did bronzer, we did blush. Oh, I kind of hate myself for saying this, but it actually looks really pretty. It is still very, very, very lightweight on the skin. Can barely feel like I'm, even wearing a foundation, or well, like I'm even wearing like a full face of makeup, to be honest. I feel like it's very pore minimizing. I feel like it hasn't settled into any of my fine lines anywhere. Now, being that I am an oily skin type, I had to set this down with powder. I cannot wear certainly a glowy foundation without setting it down. I'm not sure if this one is like necessarily designed to be worn without a powder. It looks beautiful, powdered down though, so, you know, I can definitely say that. It looks really nice and it feels really nice. It still feels very lightweight. It's just very smoothing. And I also feel like now the rest of my makeup is on and we've got bronzer and we've got a bit of colour back in my skin. I feel like the shade actually doesn't match too bad. We are in the middle of winter here in Australia. I'm not wearing any self-tan. And I have not seen any sunshine in a long time. So we've got that to take into consideration. Like normally I am like a couple of shades more tan than this. Like if I've been, you know, in the sun at all. This shade for me at the minute, I feel like works quite well. I'll zoom you in. Here is the skin up close. I honestly just feel like it looks really, really nice. Like it's just smooth. It's natural. Feels really, really lightweight. I feel like you can barely see my pores. Not bad at all. No settling, no creasing, no caking really. But for $100, I don't know. Like, I've got Maybelline foundations that I'm obsessed with that are, you know, really, really affordable. So, yeah, whether or not this is actually going to be worth the money is still yet to be seen. But yeah, this is where we are at now. I'm going to wear this for 6 hours and come back and give you a look at my skin, and then we'll wear it for another 6 hours. So it's going to be 12 hours in total. All right, guys, we are 6 hours or just a little bit over 6 hours into our wear test of this one. Again, I kind of hate myself, but my skin still looks really, really nice. I definitely do have a little oil through the T-zone. Just, it's mostly my nose that's like super oily. So you can sort of see like the sides of it here. Probably if I wasn't doing a regular foundation review, I would quickly touch up my nose, but everywhere else, honestly, I would totally leave. Like my cheeks look really, really good. My jaw looks really good. My forehead looks really good. And honestly, I feel like the longer that I wear this, the nicer it is actually looking. I don't know, being that it's such a glowy formula, being that it's so lightweight, so much skincare, I kind of thought that my skin would hate it, but it looks really good. It's smooth. I feel like everything looks airbrushed. We have no caking. We have no settling. Everything just looks, yeah, really, really, really nice. My nose is definitely shiny. It's not like a hideous level of shiny. It's not like, oh my God, she needs to sort that out. Like, but it's definitely shiny. And I honestly just can't get over how smooth my cheeks look. Like, they just look beautiful. So 6 hours of wear, she gets a thumbs up. Like 6 hours of wear, it's really, really nice. I'm gonna keep wearing this for another 6 hours and we'll see how it's looking then. And we are finally back with our last check-in. I feel like I'm looking so tired by this point. By the way, at the time of filming this, I am still heavily pregnant. I'm 39 weeks now. Look at this. And the nausea. Oh my God, it's come back with like a vengeance. I had really, really bad nausea throughout most of the pregnancy, and I'm so sorry if you've got no interest in this. I should stop rambling about this stuff in the middle of a foundation review. But like so much nausea until maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 weeks ago, and it has just come back with a vengeance. Like I just want to vomit at all times. Anyway, let's do this foundation check-in. As you can see, I am quite oily. I am quite shiny. But even so, I definitely don't have any transferring. I don't have any caking. I don't have any separating. The foundation has definitely stayed in place on my skin. Like nothing has sort of worn off. I don't have any patches missing. And I have had a busy day. I've been working. I've been running errands out of the house. I've had a lot going on and it still looks really, really nice. I do think if you're after a formula that is particularly mattifying, this is obviously not going to be the one for you. It's definitely not like a shine controlling formula, but at the same time, when my oils have come through, you know, it hasn't gone to complete crap. Like it still looks pretty good on my skin. It's really held up quite well. Let's zoom in. So here's a little look up close. Obviously, we are dewy. We are giving glowy. We are giving dewy. I still run these foundation reviews in exactly the same way that I always have. I will not touch up during the day because I want you guys to be able to see just how well these formulas work without touching anything. Say, for example, you find yourself out of the house and you have forgotten to pack a powder to touch up. You want to know how something's really going to perform, don't you? And this is how this performs. And I mean, it's glowy, it's shiny, but it's still really nice on the skin. Like, honestly, I have to be straight up, like, it still looks really, really nice on the skin. It still feels incredibly lightweight. I feel like it still looks filtered. It still looks blurred. It's not emphasizing texture. No caking, no creasing, no settling. Like, all of the things that I look for in a foundation, this is definitely delivering. The only thing is it is quite shiny. You got to take that with a grain of salt. I obviously have a very oily skin type. This foundation I know is formulated for all skin types, so normal skin, dry skin, and oily skin. I would say at the 6-hour mark, actually no, even the 8-hour mark, it was looking perfect. So that would be the point that I probably would have put a bit of powder through the T-zone, touched it up, because even like most of the oil still is over my nose and through the T-zone. Like my cheeks still look really, really good. As far as my final thoughts on this one goes, it really depends on if you've got $100 to spare. It is a very, very expensive foundation. It's $98. It costs $98 here in Australia. Beautiful packaging, beautiful experience, very lightweight, lots of skincare ingredients in here that are great for the skin. It's also meant to be a formula that improves the clarity and the condition of your skin over time as you wear it. So there are certainly plenty of upsides to wearing this as like a daily product, but it is $100. And there are absolutely formulas in the drugstore. Sure, the ingredients aren't as good. You know, you're not going to get all of that skincare. You're not going to get all of those benefits. But there are more, like much more affordable formulas that are going to give you that really glowy look on the skin so that you've got the look without you having to invest all the money. It really, like if you've got money to spare, I think that it's a good formula. Like if we took the money aspect out of it and we just looked at it like straight up as a formula, do I like it? Do I not? I do really like the formula, but it is expensive and I can't overlook that. Like it's a very, very, very expensive formula. So yeah, I want to know though. I'm gonna hand this one over to you. What do you think of this one on my skin? Have you tried this formula? How did it work on your skin? Do you think that it is worth the money? I mean, it's obviously very beautiful. Like if I had a spare $100 and I ran out of this, would I repurchase it? Yes, I would. How many times in my life have I ever had a spare $100 though? Very rarely. Like it really just depends. And I mean, you are paying for that luxury experience. You are paying that luxury price tag. You know, beautiful packaging, and it's lovely to pull out of your makeup bag. It's lovely to use. It feels lovely. It feels like a pamper moment, but whether or not that in itself is worth $100, entirely up to you. But yes, totally viral $100 foundation. TikTok is going crazy about it at the minute. I do see the hype. It is beautiful on the skin, but yeah, can you afford it? Like that's your question to answer. I hope that you guys found today's video helpful, or at least a little bit helpful. I hope that it maybe answered some questions if you did have some questions about this particular formula. I love testing foundations as always, so if you've got another formula that you want to see tested here on my channel, please by all means let me know. I'll be more than happy to test it for you. But I must go now. I must take off this face of makeup. My little eyes are so tired. I'm just like falling asleep. I love you guys heaps. Give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I will catch you all in my next one.